So I started actually to record the call. So first of all, actually, this is thanks to the actually lockdown, that I started, that before that the lockdown, that I started to say that, okay, so if, there's lockdown, how am I going to do facilitation work? Because actually facilitation is maybe takes up to 50% of my work, daily work, because I'm doing in the consulting company. So doing change management and a lot of consulting and stuff like that. But I do a lot of facilitation everywhere I go. So that's why that question comes up. And then in my team, because I'm part of a team of 7 people doing the same thing, you say that, okay, let's try out what works.
Mm-hmm.
And by that moment, we are talking, people start talking about Zoom. And we, in the company, we use another tool, we call it, Meet.
Mm-hmm.
Sama fait beaucoup de bruit. Je veux bien que soit tu restes à côté là, soit tu fais pas de bruit, s'il te plaît. Sorry, I was asking my son, make less noise. And so we started trying out things. But then I say that, okay, if I use Zoom, then there's something missing, because I often use sticky wall.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a space actually where people can work together? It's not only talking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where mirror and klaxon comes up. And I say I need to use both of them. You cannot use only one, actually, because you are talking about how to use breakout rooms. It is Zoom will do that. Not mirror, not klaxon.
Ah.
Okay. So actually you connect people like you and me here. And then I will show you mirror and klaxon how we do. But actually I ask people to connect with Zoom, and then they go to mirror or klaxon at the same time.
I see.
Okay, that is how it works.
Right.
And then I can send you maybe a link to try it out. The thing is that the virtual world is not the real world. So let go the idea of we are in a physical world.
Yes, right.
Because it's not the same. Just accept the fact that it's not the same.
Right.
So how to create a virtual world in which people have interactions with each other in small group and then in a big group, and they can have, sticky wall to do whatever they need to do. They can draw, they can write, they can classify things, make plasters, and give it a title and stuff like that. They can do everything actually on the wall, and it's thanks to mirror or klaxon. Okay.
So let me just ask. So if we've got a group of 25 people.
Yeah.
We say, hello, how are you? This is really great. We're going to go into breakout groups. And then in Zoom, you go into breakout groups. And then in each breakout group, they get on Mural or Klaxon for their sticky wall to do their work.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And then when they have done some work, they can come back to the total group and bring their sticky wall information?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's what I understood when I talked with a klaxon representative, and he said that the term they use are networks, which I think are the same as breakout rooms, except the big group is not a breakout room, but it is also a network in
Yeah.
their language.
Yeah. So let we try out something, okay?
Sure.
I will send you a link. Let me check.
So this is, we're now kind of pretending that we're in a small group. It could either be is only the three of us, or we're one of 5 small groups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, that is the question, because in Zoom, the things that I can create 2 rooms. You can go individually into each room. First of all, what I want to do is that please go to this link. This is link of collection. This is for a client that I do it. So I that reopen it in a way.
Okay.
So assuming that you have a group of 25 people, could you go into it?
Okay, in my case, it's asking me for a nickname.
Yeah, you don't need to create an account. It's only a nickname, and then you go into.
I have a screen that says free participants can modify the elements on the board, and the link that says continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got the same thing.
Yeah,
And
go
now,
ahead.
hello, everyone.
Now I got hello, everyone.
Yeah, that's good. That is, you are on the right hand side. I will show you then. I will share my screen because that's what I'm doing also.
So when it says hello, everyone, those images, those pictures are your screen?
Yeah, it's up. Sorry, that I need to do something to be able to share the screen. Up. I don't know why I cannot share my screen then. Okay. And I want to share my screen so that you can see.
You're sharing it on Zoom.
Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yes, yes. We saw a landscape picture, and now I'm seeing the Claxon page again. Is that also on your screen?
Exactly. That's
okay.
my screen. So since it is a tool that people don't normally, most of them have never been using it.
Right.
So you need to explain to them. That's what I'm going to do with you. Okay.
Good.
So you can see everything here. Don't worry about that because it is one thing that I use with a client. I that opens something that I've been using. Okay.
Okay.
You see on the right hand side of screen, there is, you can get it smaller. And when I do this, normally you see what I see. Okay.
Well, let me just check. Yeah. I see the 3 of us in Zoom gallery view, And then in front of me is a whole bunch of pictures and some notes and so on. And I guess that's your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, but you said you could make it smaller?
Yeah, I can make it smaller here on the right-hand side.
Yeah, you can. I thought it was we could, but okay, I'm with you.
And yeah, you could also in Klaxon, okay? You can say it. And when you want to write a post-it, it's easy. You click in the middle, we call it idea.
Right.
So you need to be in the Klaxon, yeah, to see that. And then I can say, hi, name, or I can say anything, okay? So my question is, who are you and in what mood are you in now? So I would say, if it's me, I say, Lan, I am excited. I can say so. And then in order to send, you know, the post-it, I click in here. And I can change the color if I want.
Right.
Can you do that?
Now the question is, how do I pull that up?
Yeah. How do you feel right now?
Oh, yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how I get the sticky note.
In the middle, there is something is called idea.
Ah, got it. I think I got it.
Okay.
But right now I'm sharing your screen. Can I still do it on your screen?
No, you cannot do it on my screen. Actually, you do it on the Klaxon link. You go to Klaxon.
Oh, I somehow or another, I got myself into the Zoom.
No, you need to click to Klaxon link. You know, the Klaxon, the window of the Klaxon that you opened lately.
Well, I guess I haven't opened it. I'm looking at a bunch of pictures.
Yeah.
Underneath it says, hello, everyone. And below that, it says, Lan, I am excited.
Yeah. And below that, there is idea. Yes. Click on that.
Ah, finally got it. Okay. And then
Oh my goodness. No, my computer is saying that they will update my system in, I don't know, please make selection in how, I don't know when.
2 hours and 59 minutes.
Yeah, 59, it's okay. We have time, but how can I get it?
See, Niels, Lan is showing us all these extra things that you have to be ready to do.
Yeah, I know, but leave it there.
In person, maybe the marker doesn't work. On here, you're having updates scheduled.
Yeah.
Oh, so Jim, I don't read French. What is très? And I don't even know how to pronounce that last word.
Happy.
Oh, very happy, right?
Yes.
So can you send it when you write it down in the you know, in the right hand side of the note? That is kind of like a letter signed. You can send it. Like Jim did it very well. Okay.
Yes, I did too, I think.
Okay, nice, wonderful.
Now, however, I still have idea in front of everything else. Do I close that?
Yeah, please close that.
Look to the bottom of the idea, the post-it thing, and it says board.
Yeah.
Board? I don't see that.
Can you share the screen?
Close idea?
Maybe.
Yes, I got rid of that. Now I see that the three of our statements and the what I take to be the Klaxoon screen. And what should I do next?
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something. In order, I need you to classify, make a column with all the post-it that we have here. And in order to do so, you need to go to the right-hand side on the bottom. You can see move. Do you see that?
Yes.
Click on this.
Okay.
Click on my idea and
Oops, I did something wrong.
it's okay. What happened when you did something wrong?
Well, up came in the upper right hand came a little gray square with something in it, and I thought I'd click on it, and all of a sudden I'm jumping all over the place.
Good, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice place there, but that's not where we're supposed to be, Niels.
Yeah, I gathered.
So can you go back to it and move again and click on my ideas and then you do this one, make it.
My ideas and
Yeah, click on it.
yes, nothing happens.
Nothing happened. Okay.
Well, I have that little gray rectangle up in the upper right hand corner with a small white rectangle within it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I, and it says it's at 62%. Do I want to expand that?
No.
Okay. Now, something just changed.
Yeah, Jim, did you move?
I clicked, Niels, I
Yeah.
clicked on move, and then there's two buttons at the top, drawings, images, shapes, and the ideas of others. And I
Yeah.
turned those on,
Yeah.
and then I could suddenly move these things around.
You
Oh,
can.
Did I do that right, or did I mess up?
Yeah, that's it.
oh, I see. Yes. So now I'm things are moving within. So
Yeah.
now I have the pictures scattered over the board, and I have our ideas
Yeah.
also on the board, and some sketches of something.
Exactly. Now you can move the idea of everybody, actually.
Oh,
If you
And-
want to cluster, all the post-it together, for example, you can do so.
right. I'm moving them.
Okay. I would like to have them in a column.
In a column?
Yeah.
Now I notice, oops, somebody just moved me.
Yeah, maybe Jim is playing around.
Yes, he's exerting dominance.
So can only one person move at a time?
Everybody can move.
But we move everybody's when we move it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're now in a column.
So, if
Oh,
you're
let me ask.
asking me about when you do the the consensus workshop, is how you create the cluster.
Yes, I see that.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you though, our ideas are all different sizes. Yours is blue and quite large relative to Jim's, which is even bigger than mine.
Yeah.
And I got it. I can make them all equal size. Got
Exactly. It. You can change the size of all the post-it.
How do you do that?
You click on the idea and you get the 4 handles and you can drag them.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then you do this. And here you are. Yes. Okay.
Right.
Now, what happens, Niels? do you see your idea there in pink?
Yes.
I'm going to count to 3, and let's see if we can both grab it at the same time and try and move it to see what happens. You ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
I moved. You moved it back or closer. But for some reason, I must have clicked on it just a moment before you, because when I dragged it, it went to where I was trying to take it.
Okay.
And
So,
you just
yeah.
put it back.
And that comes to the second things that I would like to show you. Okay.
Okay.
So you can create here. Now go back to the Zoom part so that you can see me. I can show you other things. Do you see my screen?
I do.
For some reason.
You are at the top. Niels is oh no, he's not disappearing.
So on the left-hand side of the screen, there are things here you can do.
For some reason or other, my Zoom all of a sudden went to a long, narrow column instead of spread out, and I can't seem to side-by-side mode. No, that's not what I want. Oh, there, I bet you that's what I want. There we are.
Good.
Okay, now I've got the back gallery view of all 3 of us, and I've got your screen over on the left.
Yes. And here, what I can do is that I can make some forms. So I click on this and I see, you know.
Where did you click?
I click on this on the left-hand side bottom. Do you see my?
Oh,
my
yes.
mouse?
Yes,
Okay.
I see. You clicked on the rectangle.
Yeah. And you have, you know, arrows, you have triangle, round.
Right.
What I've done is that I created a square somehow, and
Right.
I would like to change the color. I may put it right this way, and then do you see?
Yes.
Everything that you read there?
Well, I see that you created a blue rectangle around our 4 statements.
Exactly. And I can name it now. Either I create another ID, so I can do like idea, create an idea, or I can write it here in A. You see A? I can write.
Where are you?
Mood. I am here. A on the left-hand side.
Text. Yes, got it.
Yeah, it's a text. So I can write like a title.
Yes.
Do you see that? And then when I finish it, I need to click on the cross, close drawing tools. Okay. So yep. You have a title, you have a cluster.
The blue rectangle is just a drawing around it. If I want to take one of these out, I can just do it. I can't grab the blue rectangle and move all 4 of the Post-its. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can move everything. It's like a paper that you put it on the sticky wall, and then you can move them around whenever you want. And you can, you know, the triangle, the rectangular, the shape, you can, you know, make it bigger, smaller.
Right.
Everything.
And can you take one of the items, ideas within the blue rectangle, can you take it out and move it to another rectangle?
Yes.
Yeah, you just did. I see. Okay.
So think of it like a sticky wall.
Yes.
Okay. Now I will show you some other things. You can actually import photos from the computer.
Let me ask, before we go there,
Okay.
how many people could be playing on this klaxon at the same time?
I've been doing with 35 people.
35 all on the same board?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
But then it comes to the question of how many subgroups that I want to have.
Yeah, how many small groups? Right.
Yeah, because that is the things that combining Zoom with Klaxon is that now, for example, I can ask people and saying that Jim and Nice, now you are asked to go into the small group, take 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes to think of the question that, what questions that I can ask you to do.
So we could you could ask us to give a 4 to 5 word title to the mood cluster.
Yeah, or I can ask you to saying that, okay, can you take 5 minutes, both of you? I will ask you to go into a small room to talk to each other, and thinking of, mood is not the good title for this column.
Mm-hmm.
What could be, the title of the column, what could, resume the best of what is written here, what is essential of it is telling it, okay? And
well, and in a face-to-face, that's the equivalent of when the cluster is made, a column is made, then I don't suggest a title. I just say, okay, what is a good title that makes a nice umbrella for all these items? But I would do that with the whole group. But you're saying you can ask a subgroup to do that too.
You can do, yeah.
I'm with you.
It's your choice, yeah. If I don't have much of time, I would ask a small group to do so.
Right, I hear you.
And then in order to do it, I will create a room, a virtual room on Zoom. And then I will ask you saying that, okay, Nain and James, can you go there and then find, the title that really tell the essential of what is the column about in 5 minutes. And I will send you to there.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So suppose there are 12 of us.
Yeah.
And we've been working on this klaxon wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's these 3 pictures, and there's these 4 Post-it notes, and there's 2 drawings. Can you say, you 3 people go into a group and you work on the drawings. You 3 go into a group and you work on the Post-its, and you people go work on the drawings. And then we can go into those separate groups and all be working on the same klaxon wall?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
You got it. That's how it goes.
What do you think about that, Niels?
Well, that's pretty neat. So one question I had is the klaxon wall that we're looking at has what we have created, but it has all these other things too. I'm assuming that we could somehow or another move them away or create a blank wall that just shows what we created.
Exactly. Yeah, I will show you how to do it later.
Okay.
Okay. So now I just ask you to go into, those small group and take 3 minutes because we don't, it's that I want you to see how I do it, but that's it. Okay. So find a title that is best to describe the column. So now I send you to the smaller room, you know that, and with Zoom it's possible.
So I join.
Yeah. And Jim also, you are invited to join. Sam. Sam, no.
Whether I need to format that a little better. I guess I can maybe move it left.
So as a facilitator, I can join in any small group whenever I want.
Yes.
Okay.
And did you just change that rectangle to how? Oh, I don't want to make it larger. I want to expand it. Because I had more words in there. What did I do that lost them?
I don't know. I see how.
Right.
Niels, do you have those other words still in front of you?
No, I only have how.
Oh, all right. Well, that was me.
My rectangle shrunk.
So if, Niels,
Yes.
if you look over on the right,
the main
Boy,
site.
Then come back.
we were just starting to have a good conversation.
Sorry. I saw you wrote on the klaxon that's how we are feeling all. So normally I will go or I can send a message saying that you have 3 minutes left or 1 minute left or stuff like that. So people know that they have that much of time left. Okay.
Is that message verbal or written?
Written.
Okay.
And written is, you know, in Zoom, you can write a message and it's going to every room. Did you see my message somewhere when you are in the room?
Through the chat, you mean?
No, not through the chat.
Oh, no?
Okay, so let me.
When you're the host, you can do that.
Yeah, as a host, I can do it, not as a participant.
Okay.
Okay, so normally it's in the plus part. It can't divide into small group, and in there you can leave a message to every group. Okay.
Yes.
So what I am going to share with you now is another things. Is that in order to, you know, in a virtual facilitation, you need to structure actually very well the activities so that the group, if group one, they know where to write things down, okay? And what question to what question they answer. So you can see my screen still?
Yes.
Okay, I close it. Sorry, I can, for example, I reopen it. So normally I prepare the framework before going to the group so that the group know that, okay, that is the result, an example of the result that I did, okay, with the client. So you can
So
see.
you would say, today we're working on 3 questions.
Yeah.
Share what you know about Dan, how will we know it's a success, and whatever that other one is. And here's the 3 boxes to put your answers.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you need to prepare it in advance.
Yes.
So that people know where they need to put their answers and to what question actually they are asked to do. Okay.
Right. So beforehand, you would create those blue rectangles and the titles up at the top, 1, 2, 3, and the rectangles would be blank, and they would create the ideas and place them in the proper box.
Exactly. And I can even say also that each group, each subgroup, 5 post-it.
Right.
With another color so that people can know it very well, you know? So all the instruction, you need to leave it here so that people know what they need to do.
Sure.
Okay, so one idea per post-it. For example, I use it as a sticky wall actually. Make it visible. The question is visible. What I would like them to do is visible. And I even say that you have 15 minutes.
So that there is a written version of your instructions. They don't have to just remember what you said.
Yeah. You will say before sending them into the small groups, but then afterward, they have everything here. They don't need to come back to you to say, what did you say again? You know?
Well, then, applying this to the consensus workshop,
Yeah.
at the very beginning, when you state the focus question to the whole group, and then you break them into small. No, you first ask everybody to brainstorm their own ideas.
Yep.
And I guess they could do that with pen and paper in front of themselves.
Exactly. That's what I asked them to do.
And then you say share with your neighbors. So now you've got to create subgroups,
Yeah.
pairs or threes or whatever, and then they share. And in their sharing, they can do it verbally, but it would help if each one saw what their colleagues had written. But to do
No.
that, they have to create a sticky note, right?
No, what I often do is that, so you have the focus question, make it clear, and everybody, understand it. And you ask individually, they brainstorm, and write down either on the computer, on a note somewhere. It's up to you. Keep it for you.
Right.
Okay. And then in Zoom, and then I go, now you are going to share with your neighbors or peers, and you will have 15 minutes to do so. And what I would like to have is that by the end of 15 minutes, each subgroup, each small group, you will come up with the 5 answers to the questions.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 answers, I would like you to write it on the klaxon.
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
Oh,
and then in Zoom, you need to prepare who's with whom in the small group, so
right.
that you send them to small group.
I see that. Now, when they write their 5, that's on their own sticky wall.
No, it's the same sticky wall.
Oh, okay. But then how do you go through the process of getting pairs or getting a few and form pairs? And then once the pairs are formed, you let them grow.
Actually, I will ask them now, after they have, chosen the 5 sticky, I say that the first colleague, I would like to take only 2 of them. The most important things, okay?
Okay.
So I create a rectangular, a shape in here, and say that put the most 2 important in that space, because in the, the whiteboard is quite large. So you need to create a space specific for it. And then people go back into the same room together, so that we can create cluster.
Right, I hear you. Okay, so let me see if I can repeat that and paraphrase. My understanding is that you ask them to identify individual answers and then share with their neighbor, and then choose the 5 that are best. That's all in one set of instructions. And then once they've done that, you ask them to, each small group, to pick the 2 most important or clearest or whatever. And those 2 then get put on the board that everybody sees.
No, it's a bit different.
Okay.
Okay. When it is the individual brainstorming, that I send that instruction to everybody. I didn't divide into small group yet. Okay?
Oh, yes, right. I hear you. I understand.
And then after 5 minutes, then I use Zoom to create small group up to 3 people. And
right.
there I ask them to write the 5 ideas.
Yes.
Okay, on the klaxon directly. But on the klaxon, there is different space, because I create before. Maybe I need to.
I think understand you. You mean you create a separate space for each small group?
Yeah. So here is this blank space, okay? Do you see my
Right.
screen now?
Yes.
I would ask them then the question. I would write the question then. I don't know. What are criteria of success?
Right.
Yep. Okay. The success of this program. I would say so. Make it a little bit smaller. Put it here. So they have the question, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And now I would create, you know, beforehand, I would create a space saying that this is the space that we work on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I would change the color. I like this color, then solely blank. That is something that I did. I don't need it, so I delete it. So I will ask people in saying that, okay, you have 15 minutes. Now each group have 5 ideas to answer to this question. What are the 5 criteria of the program? And you can choose the color you want, but I would like you to write, you know, 5 ideas, 1 idea per post-it. And then please, at the when you talk to the people, you know, in the subgroup, write it outside the box. Okay, so you have 5 ideas.
Okay.
And then when I ask them now, out of 5, choose the 2 most important, and then put it in this space.
Got it.
Okay. So when we are back after 15 minutes, we have the 2 ideas of each subgroup in this space already.
Yeah, and ideally they would all be the same. In my mind, they'd be all the same color.
Yeah, you can choose the same color afterward, but then they can change the color actually, because here you can change the color.
Yes.
Okay.
There are only 4 colors?
Sorry?
There are only 4 colors for the Post-its?
You can do more.
Okay.
Actually, when you do this, you can click on this one.
Oh.
And you can choose the other color. And you can choose this here.
Right.
Okay.
So, Lan?
Yes.
I could also imagine that you would have the question, the workshop question across the top.
Yeah.
And then you could have a rectangle for group A, a rectangle for group B, 1 for group C, 1 for group D, 1 for group E.
You can
label it, and then say, take your 5 best answers, write them on Post-its, put them in that rectangle.
Yeah, you can do that. Yes.
And then move them to wherever the common workspace is.
Yeah, you can do that. So let me show you another things that I do, because Klaxon can do a lot of things. You can also brainstorming and create the space for it. You can do the voting things. Also, right. So Klaxon can offer other things. The difference with the Miro is that Klaxon is not as intuitive. It's more difficult to handle, you know, with people who are not very, very familiar with digital tools. But the good things about Klaxon is that you can create different board.
Right.
So that
So
people, it's only the facilitator, when they open it, when I open only this, you can see only this.
Right.
When I open up, yeah, for example, people can draw, you see, they can do drawing.
Right.
Klaxon also.
So it seems to me that the implication of using Klaxon is
Yeah.
that if you're going to facilitate action planning workshop and you're in the middle of the consensus workshop part of it, they would have to have a bit of training. I think you'd have to say, okay, here's the board, just like you're doing with us.
Yeah.
Get them familiar with where they click and what they do and how they move and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, that you could maybe do for just for a consensus workshop, you could maybe do within an hour, but you would have to do, in my mind, it seems as though you would have to do that before you actually start the facilitation.
Yeah, I confirm that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now I have one other question.
Yeah.
When you invited us and you and we signed on and you signed on, would we? Let me state it differently. If I am a member, I have an account with a Klaxon, and I want to invite the two of you to a facilitation. Do you have to be members? Do you have to have an account, or can I invite anybody and they sign in?
You can invite anybody to join in.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
And I have the same question with Mural. They call they have what they call members, and then invitees and guests, and I'm not quite sure, but I'll figure that out. We don't need to spend time here on that. This is wonderful.
Okay. Jim, you had a question.
I don't think so. Yeah, I did. I remember having a question.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was.
It's okay. I can show you something in the Miro, because Miro is another, you know, because it depends on the company, that some company want to use Miro and other want to use Klaxon. Yes, Jim.
Can you create what I would call a template? Like once I work out what I want the board to look like for 7 small groups doing a consensus workshop with one idea per card and all that.
Yep.
Can I then copy and reuse that?
Yes.
Thank you.
That is a good thing, that you can, you know, copy and use it. And I will show you what we did to use it to do the training. Okay. And for that, I will close Klaxon and go to Miro, because that's what we did in Miro.
Well, you see why I love this group of people around the world. Oh.
Because Miro, you know, it's easier in Miro to create templates, and do the training is much easier. So you see, my colleague create a facilitation template. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Do you see that?
Yes.
So it is the 3-day with. You see all read?
Yep.
Okay. So sorry, it is in French, but then you can have an idea of what it is. We prepare everything, every part of the day in here. So the activity, for example, for the focus conversation, one of the exercises that, you know, people will classify in the group of some topic. Okay, here you can see reaction, interpretation, analyze. So I can import photo in here so that people can see it. You know, it's not only word. And then down there, do you remember the exercise that you did? That there's a topic and there is different question that is subgroup have to classify where it goes. Is it an I? Is it an R? Is it an E? So you prepared everything actually. And then you can ask subgroup 1. You take the topic of the management said no to our proposal. The group 2 to do the evaluations of something, I don't remember, how to coach a colleague. So you have different here, and people, actually you prepared in advance.
So in the example you're giving us, that you just talked through, if you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subgroups by the colors, each subgroup is having a different focus conversation.
No, normally I often working on the same focus conversation. Here is only an exercise for training.
Do you remember from the facilitation methods course, Niels, after you go over the ORID and they learn about it, then you hand out those cards and say, organize these questions. So this is that exercise. So this is for a training exercise.
Yeah,
in that sense.
For a training exercise.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. You see that, Jim?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And then we can ask them also to design a conversation. So you can put it here. Sorry, it's too small then.
Can, in either one of these, can you transfer the Post-it notes to a text file?
Not a text file, no. I don't think so, but you can export at the end the result of everything that you did.
But you export a graphic, right?
Yeah, the graphic and word and the wording, everything.
Right. So if you were going to write up a report, you would have to export the results of the sticky wall, in effect, and then transfer it into a written report.
Exactly.
Got it.
For the consensus. So actually we can create different templates. So here's normally when I do the training in physical world, is what I use to explain what is the process of the consensus, the consensus workshop. You discover something, Jim. That is my poster.
Well, that's analogous to the one that floats around it's on the internet, among ToP groups, it's the overview of the consensus workshop. It's like a flow chart.
Yeah.
And gee, I would love, well, I can't read French, but I love your graphical design. I would love to have a copy of that.
Okay, I can send you over it. This is how, when I arrived in France, that I say, okay, how can I explain it? So I either draw them down.
Yeah.
So how would I decide if I was going to use mural or klaxon?
I need to use both of them because the clients want to choose. In some company, they want to use klaxon, and in other company, they want to use mural.
Well, you mentioned that earlier, and from that, I was thinking, you're working with companies that already have experience in one platform or another.
Yeah, some of them already have experience, but not all the participants have that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So normally, I would ask them that for those who have never used this kind of tool, please come half an hour earlier, so that I will train you how to use it before going into the content.
Right. And you can do that with either klaxon or mural in half an hour.
Exactly.
Jim and I must be retarded. You spent an hour and a half with us.
No, but I show you how to design, how to make things. It's not the same thing that is only use it. And I'm, as a facilitator, I give them very clear instruction of what question that you need to work on, how much of time that I want you to use, and where I want you to do. So it's not the same things, actually.
Yes, I agree. I hear you.
And for the day 3, that is for the action plan. If you can see the action plan, we prepared, and it is one template that I can use it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the action plan flip chart.
Right.
Okay.
Engagement is commitment, eh?
Sorry?
You have analyse de situation et engagement. Engagement, c'est comme commitment.
Exactly.
Bueno. Oh, pues. Dankeschön.
Yeah.
So Lan, could you take that board, and I think it goes from left to right. Could you show that whole board, because I thought I saw victory circle and I thought I saw current reality. I just like to see how you have set it up on the board.
Okay, I can go back again. Here it is. Sorry. This is what I did. Sorry, it is my computer started to slow down a bit. So in total, you can see that this is for day 1, for day 2, for day 3.
This is the 3-day facilitation methods training template.
Yes.
So show us
I do the 3 days and not 2 days that you did.
Well, and that raises a question in my mind. How long do you do as a session? What you call one day, you do in one day, but how long is that day?
Okay. So I start normally at 9 in the morning or 9:30. It depends on when, but it's from 9 to 9:30. And after about 10:30, 10:30, 11, I would take a break of 20 minutes. And then I go up to 12:30. And a big lunch. It takes 1.5 hours for lunch. And back at 2 p.m. Sorry, my son is singing, as you can see. And then I will finish at 5:30 p.m. with a break in between. So 9 to 9:30 till 5 p.m. in the afternoon, 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon.
Right, and so you've got a break in the morning, a break in the afternoon, and lunch.
Yep.
And those all together take a little less than 2 hours. So you've got about 5 hours worth of actual facilitation.
Yeah, 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
And people are willing and able to go through that. The only online facilitation that I tried, we didn't, I used Zoom, and it was, I didn't need graphs, so I didn't try any of these. I created my steps with PowerPoint slides, which I could show one at a time. Yeah. And I could repeat them so that, because of course the PowerPoint is linear and you can't see the whole sticky wall. And we spent, let me think a minute, we broke it into there was a total of 6 hours, which we broke into 2 days. And at the end, everybody felt they had good results, but they said, we don't want to ever do this again. And so the next step with that group was a strategic plan, and they wanted to do it face to face, which relieved me because I didn't know how to do it virtually, but they didn't want to do it because of the exhaustion of and the newness of working virtually. So it's interesting to see. Now, when you say that you have that amount of time, these are with folks, some of whom may not have had any previous experience.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's why the break is very important. That keep it, the lunch
Sure.
break, it needs about 1.5 hours actually.
Yes, right.
And anything that you can share with them before to fit in information, send it before so that people have time to read before. Keep it short in a way. And the fact is that if they only need to look at the screen and then work in the slide, in PowerPoint, it's very tiring. If they do some work physically, and I even invite them from time to time to stand up and do some movement,
Yes.
I would say that now, I'm tired, so would you like to stand up and then we can do something?
Uh-huh. Well,
yes. Let's stand up and do something, So take about 5 minutes and do some kind of movements, and you do it yourself, so the other people can do it.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, and in that group that I spoke of, when we had our breaks, they were 15-minute breaks.
Yeah.
And I asked them to turn off their videos, and get away from the screen, move about. Don't look at any screen. Don't go to your phone.
Yeah.
And whether they did that or not, I'm not quite sure. But I get the point, and I think it's really important.
Yes. And here I can show you the result, maybe. One of the things that you can see how does it look like. Okay. Maybe show you, I can show you let me check. Here is some of the question. Let me check, how can I show you best? Yeah. That one of the consensus can give this, the idea of how does it look like. Oh, that is not the one. Let me check. There is, if there is another one. Up. They're different form of it.
Now this is a result of a group filling in your template.
Exactly.
Right.
They do their job and then we finish with this. Do you see it? So it's the result. Here's the question, the focus question. And here's all the title of it. And here's another example. This depends on how they want to, to do it. Sometimes the title is another color is necessarily to make sure if they use different color, then use another color for the title so that you can see it clearly. Here it is.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
So does it help?
Oh, absolutely. I need now to go in to, well, initially Klaxoon, I think, on my own, without anybody.
To play with it. Yeah.
To play with it, and in effect, I think I want to do some just playing, but ultimately, before I even try anything with anybody as a group, create a template. If I can create a template, then I can get them to fill it in.
Yeah. So it is with the virtual facilitations, I find out that you need to be more structured.
Yes.
You know that, what question you are going to ask them, and then where you want them to write, how many subgroups that you want them, to go in. So you need to really think of every detail before.
Yeah.
In facilitation, physical facilitation in face-to-face, I am more, go with the flow. I'm more, I don't need to go into that detail in a way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because you have the detail in your hands, and in your arms and in your face.
Exactly.
And in the space, and you're practiced with it.
Exactly.
And now we're in this different in this different reality. We have to keep at the details long enough till we have them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you tried training small group leaders? Like I did a large group for a college in Michigan, and it was like 95 people. And so what we did, we got together with them the day before with 20 people, and
Yeah.
they were going to be the small group facilitators. So we did the process with them and then taught it to them and then left them on their own. I would think if it would be helpful if you had one person in each small group who sort of understood the class, what you're supposed to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
That might help that out.
Yeah. It might help them out. Yeah.
I think that would be particularly true if you're working with a large group and quite a number of small groups. If you're working with the facilitations Dorothy and I do typically run, I don't know that we've ever had more. Well, I had one group of 80, but for the most part, it's 30 or less, and usually around 25.
Yeah.
And face-to-face works well. And I think you could do that on virtual without having this, if you're doing a consensus workshop or an action plan or the task and timelines. I don't think you need somebody who has training, but for the kind of situation you're talking about, James, it seems to me it would be really important.
Yeah.
It just a couple of times I've gotten into small groups on Zoom.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was enough confusion about what to do that the time really wasn't very productive till we had to come back, and somebody ended up having to say, pretend they knew what we were supposed to do and kind of keep us on task with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well,
Right.
This is great. I would like to keep on having this conversation for the rest of the day, but maybe you all have other things you're trying to do today. I don't know.
Yeah, it's time that I need to go to cook for dinner, my son.
What are you
Yeah.
making for dinner?
I cook some fish and then rice tonight with vegetable.
Oh, Lan,
What kind of veg?
Sorry?
Go ahead, Niels.
Oh, I was wondering, what is your ethnic background? What kind of cuisine do you cook?
I'm a very international cooking. I love cooking.
Uh-huh.
So I cook, of course, Vietnamese food, but I also could cook. Actually, when I travel around the world, I learn some recipe and then I try to cook it.
Oh, good.
So I cook Korean food, Thai food, Italian food, Hungarian food, French food. So I'm traveling around in my in my kitchen because I cook so many things.
And that's marvelous. I think we should, the three of us should reconvene and we'll have a virtual dinner and you will prepare it.
That's a good idea too.
James, I cut you off. You had a comment.
Yeah, but whenever you come to Paris, I'm happy to cook for you. I love it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, both of you. Thank you ever so much. This has been really wonderful.
Can you make the recording available then?
Yes. I will send it to you. Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And thank you. It's so good to see you, Niels, and so good to see you, Lan. And to remind, sometimes these days, with all that's going on, I get a little bit discouraged in the world.
Really?
But then when I have chance to spend time with people like you, I go, I'm not discouraged. This is such a wonderful life. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for connecting, and don't hesitate if you have any further question. I'm here to help. Okay.
Thank you.
You bet. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Have a good day.